Right, it's been a minute, but I owe you a high pull video. That was the poll that I asked you what you wanted to see next. Out of 4 options, that's the one that was chosen, and I'm secretly chuffed with that because high pulls don't get the respect they deserve. I view it as its own skill. A lot of people jump, myself included, I didn't know any better, from pull-ups to muscle-ups. But high pulls are right in between, and if you focus on high pulls and improve your high pulls, not only do muscle ups get smoother and easier, so do your pull-ups. Obviously it feels like cheating when you just go above the bar, so that's the incentive to do them. It's rare. I think it's rarer than muscle ups, believe it or not. And if you focus on your high pull-ups, you can get accidental muscle ups. I've done one. I'll try and put the fucking video in here. And you'll just be able to pull higher than all your mates. That's why you chose for that one, I suspect. I know it's been a while, but I've been busy with training myself, training clients in real life, training my bamboo clients online, as well as life in general. So a little bit tardy to this one, but now I'm getting back on track. And I will say that I did release a few members only vids in that time as well. So it'll be just more of this, whatever was on my mind at the time, post gym session. So yeah, you might be able to see them on the page as well. Anyway, without further ado. So there's 2 requirements that you must garner to be able to pull higher. The first is strength, but also you need power. And I didn't put that the wrong way round. It's a power move. If you've ever tried to dissect it, some people don't take a step back, and because you don't need to know. If you're just powerful or you're just strong, that's all good. But when you try to disseminate it and take a closer look, in my book, strength is slow and controlled movements, isometric strength, you've got stability, but typically you're not using momentum, let's say for a deadlift, because it's starting strength or dead strength, hence the name deadlift. You can't cheat. I mean, you can do it with bad form, but you can't kip, right? Unless it's fucking very light. And if it was, and you were kipping, now we're going into snatch territory, aren't we? Or clean territory. So those are power moves. In the muscle up world, you've got your slow muscle ups, that's all strength. Regular muscle ups or high pull ups are power moves. So obviously you need power, but the problem that I see with people trying to just test what their max power is, trying to do high pull-ups, which is the right way to go about it, to test it. Your power is capped by how much strength you've got. So if you just keep testing and you can't do a muscle up or you can't do high pull-ups, it's like going to take a fucking doctoral test, failing, and then going, oh fuck, I want that, I'm just going to keep taking the test. And you keep failing because you haven't got the knowledge. You need to go back and study for it, which is the training, right? Testing versus training. So your max capacity for power is determined by how much strength you've got. They help each other out, they work back and forth, but the stronger you are, right, when you gain more strength, the more power you have available to you. You don't just get it by rights, it's like a transparent bar. You still have to fill it up. You have to work on them technique movements to do with the power, and that's what you're doing when you're doing your high pull-up attempts. But you're just gonna be so much more powerful when you get stronger. So some of the strength exercises are overlooked to carry out the power exercise, the fucking high pull-up. So let's get into some of the exercises that I believe are going to help you and get you strong as fuck. So strength exercise number one, it's probably the most obvious choice, and that's why I've put it first. It's not my favorite, but you can't go wrong with them. Weighted pull-ups. So it's not specific strength for the high pull-up, because you could go light and pull fast and all the rest of it. Think of it like general strength. You've got general and specific strength. So we'll get onto more of the specific stuff in a bit, but that is just gonna make you fucking strong. And what do we talk about? The stronger you are, the more powerful you can be. So it's separate missions. You throw the weight belt on, you put on anything like 2.5 kilograms to trick your body into thinking you're actually heavier than you are. And now you're getting stronger. So you're going to be able to be more powerful. It's as simple as that. There's no point kicking the arse out of it. Just, as I've heard some Cali guys saying, you don't need it if you're doing one arm pull-up training and all the rest of it. Listen, if you don't want to be strong as fuck when you're doing pull-ups, then don't do them. But meanwhile, we'll be fucking doing them for you. It's impressive to anyone. It's impressive to Cali guys, like the street workout stuff. It's impressive to regular gym bros, because not many of them can even do proper pull-ups, let alone proper weighted pull-ups. And it's impressive to your mom and all the mates and that as well. Everyone knows it. So there's only a couple of points. You have to have your arms straight at the bottom. This isn't a pull-up video, and you've got to have your chin above bar at the top. I've seen some crazy amounts of weight being, you could call it pulled, but yeah, because they're still pulling technically. But some of these fucking jacked up, roided up, fucking next level Russian Cali guys and that have got like 5 plates on, and they have to screenshot the fucking video to prove that they got the chin in line with the bar. They're doing all that shit. So I said I wasn't going to get sidetracked, and that is sidetracked a little bit, but fucking leave your ego at the door. Only put on what weight you can actually handle. Like, can you hold at the top for half a second or longer? And can you do 3 to 6 reps with it if you're training? So that's how you gain strength. 3 to 6 sets, 3 to 6 reps, 3 to 6 minutes rest. You can even do drop sets. I'm not going to go into all the ins and outs of it just now. Just know that you should be doing weighted pull-ups if you want to be more powerful. So, seems obvious. It's not that obvious to everyone. Exercise number 2, and this is my personal favorite. I've been getting into them for the past few years, but just started attacking them differently as well. But the L-sit pull-up is fucking, I said the high pull-ups are underrated. The L-sit pull-ups are even more underrated, because if you consider that the L-sit pull-up helps your high pull-up, it makes your pull-up harder. You know, I said like high pull-ups are fucking exactly in between muscle-ups and pull-ups. Well, L-sit pull-ups are in between high pull-ups and pull-ups. So you should be doing them if you want to get good at calisthenics, but it's not as shiny as some of the more fucking extravagant exercises like muscle ups and all the rest of it. That L-sit position is what you emulate without knowing about it, right? Unconsciously or instinctively, you end up in a sort of hollow L-sit-esque position when you're in a high pull-up. Even when you're doing your straight bar dips or muscle up negatives, you come down in reverse. You don't even have to tell anyone. Your legs will come up because you're trying to do your best to stay above the bar. So yes, they're fucking ninja, but they're gonna make your high pull-ups so much easier. It's a strength exercise when done correctly, because it's that dead strength we talked about, like in a deadlift, when you have your arms straight at the bottom. The tendency is, because people start thinking about the set and like higher numbers, they'll cut the range of motion short at the bottom because they know, fuck, if I go all the way down, I don't know if I can get back up again. But that is where the magic happens. Even if you have to break it down into singles until you can string a set together, that is what you want to focus on. Starting from the bottom, so every single fucking rep is as hard as the first rep. You know, like in the gym world, where matey boy needs a spotter to get the dumbbells above his head on the seated overhead press. Like, yeah, push my elbows up, I'll be all right after that. But they need that momentum to get going because the first rep's always the hardest. That is what you are seeking out. You want every rep to be as hard as the first rep. So it's not just what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. They're a fucking game changer. If you can get good at L-sit pull-ups, that's the strength taken care of from that dead strength position. Just while we're talking about that, you don't have to reset the scaps every time. So you do that scap pull to begin with, crack on with your set, and you can just keep pulling from an active position as long as the arms are straight at the bottom. So the arms are straight, but you don't have to sink every single time. You can if you're really practicing, but maybe that's another video. It's one of the best because you can couple it with the power, so you can glean the fucking power at the same time by aiming for chest to bar. So it's already good anyway, but if you can start getting that feedback by touching the chest to the bar, you're getting power on the way up and strength on the way down. I mean, yeah, strength on the way down, but you're getting strength from the bottom as well because you're pulling from that fucking dead hang. It's not dead hang, it's active hang, but from that, people say dead hang position, you're pulling from the fucking bottom with straight arms. You don't have to go straight in to the hardest L-sit pull-up. That's an earthquake. One sec. Yeah. Back to, I had to make sure everything was cool, didn't I? The L-sit pull-ups, if you're struggling to keep the legs straight, then it will help to work on your mobility, right? Your hip flexors and your hamstrings especially. So get doing your plows or your pikes and your couch stretches. It's just gonna make your life easier. Or like strict leg raises from the floor. There's loads of ways you can attack it. But as soon as the form starts flailing, so your legs aren't in that 90 degrees angle anymore and they start coming down, it's still a core exercise, but you do well to stow the legs because you still start in an L when you're in a tuck sit. So you can regress to tuck sit pull-ups, or you can supinate the grip, so chin up grip, and go for tuck sit or L sit chin ups. That should make it a little bit easier. You can use the band right in a format that I'll put on the video just to show the setup, which can give you a little bit of assistance for that L-sit. And anyway, if you are doing proper hollow rock type pull-ups and your legs are in front of the bar but they're not even up, they're good enough, because you're still going to be smashing that core by pulling from a hollow position. That's what you want to get above the bar. So you're almost starting that 45-degree angle from the bottom. You're letting your body know which way you want to go. If you're pulling with one of the two industry proper pull-ups, which is proper retraction, almost scorpion style, great for muscle building, not great for getting yourself above the bar. So you want that hollow position, and there's no better hollow position than the fucking L-sit. Well, you're actually piked, but you know what I'm saying? Your legs are in front of the bar the whole time, regardless of which exercise you choose, which progression, but you want to get on that L-sit pull-up ladder. I've saved the best till last there, which is the very first progression you should be doing if you're working towards L-sit pull-ups and high pull-ups, is from the floor. So the floor enforces that L-sit position because you're seated, and you can use a band, anchor a band, clasp it down with the other hand, park your arse on the deck, so force the band down like you're sitting on a rope swing or something, and use that band to fucking propel you up above the rings or the bar, right? More on the power stuff in a bit, but that is an L-sit pull-up that's getting you strength and more so power with that first regression. So that one doesn't get fucking thrown around very often. It helped me massively. I'm always teaching people it and getting good feedback, and they just level up, because some of the regressions and progressions take things away. They're not super realistic. That one makes you fucking sit in that L-sit position. So it's the perfect regression. Anyway, I have kicked the arse out of that one, but for good reason. It should basically be an L-sit pull-up video. I'm talking you into doing them, because if you want high pull-ups, because you want your muscle-ups, then you should want your L-sit pull-ups to get your high pull-ups, to get your muscle-ups. The third option or category for strength is tempo, or tempo pull-ups. For whatever, if you don't have a weight belt, or you're deloading, or you can't do weighted pull-ups yet, or it's just another good option, you can even mix and match it with the L-sit pull-ups or the weighted pull-ups, is changing the tempo. So we won't go into all the terminology in that for now, but just know that if you're trying to pull up powerfully, like I said, with the L-sit pull-up, then you're gleaning or gaining power on the way up. And then if you try to slow the negative down a little bit and try and bleed out all the strength out of the exercise, then you're getting strength on the way down. That's why I believe that the king tempo it'd be written as X-2. So up explosively as humanly possible, and then a 1 to 2 second, ideally 2 seconds negative before going up fast again. So there's two tempos: up fast, control the negative, up fast, control the negative. So you're getting strength and power in one go. You can split it up into different missions and just try and go for power and like all these fucking silly challenges. Or you could make your own tempo up. You could go up 2 seconds, 2 seconds hold, 2 seconds negative, 2 seconds hang, 2 seconds up. It's your train set. The reason I saved that one till last is because I just talked about the power there, and that segues us into the power exercises. So the first of the 3 power exercises, I've just covered it with tempo. You can work on your power with the tempo. Like I said, you can do both at the same time by going up fast, coming down slow, or you could just purely work on your power. As long as the form was decent, right, your chin's obviously above the bar and your arms were fully extended at the bottom, then I wouldn't have a problem with going as fast as you could for a set, right? It's not really something that I play with, but that's just going to straight up give you power. The second exercise is explosive pull-ups. So it sounds very similar to the first because obviously you're trying to do it fast. And what is power? It is, what's the equation? It's mass times speed, I believe. Mass times speed, meaning your body weight, times power, how quick can you move that fucking thing, times speed, I should have said. So I'm not a scientist, guys. Times fucking speed equals power. Yeah, with the explosive pull-ups or chin-ups, there's no rules. Make your own rules. Well, let's set a couple of rules. You've still got to get your chin above the bar. There's a recurring theme here, and your arms should be locked out at the bottom. But you could go, one example is pull to chin to pull to chin. That's one type. The most obvious is probably chest slaps or clapping pull-ups. Clapping behind your back, smacking the knees. Toe taps is quite an advanced one, which you've got to be doing pretty high pull-ups already to be able to do that. It's like an L-sit pull-up mixed with a high pull-up. What else is there? All kinds, whatever, mixed grip, explosive chin-ups. You've got hand release pull-ups. So now you are working on your power. So you could do it in separate missions, or like I said, do it in the same exercise. But these are fun, and they will, right? So you're getting stronger, you're doing your L-sit pull-ups, you're doing your weighted pull-ups, your strength is increased. Now your power bar, like on a computer game, is increased, but it's shaded, it's transparent. You still got to fill it by working on the technique, working on the power exercises. So that is applicable. That's going to give you power by doing the explosive pull-ups, but more importantly, exercise number 3 for power. The high pull-up itself, it's a power movement. So one thing that doesn't really get talked about, I've done a video on it before, is the overhand grip, or the death grip, I like to call it. It's superior in calisthenics. There was a bit of confusion and a couple of fair comments last time saying, because I called the finger grip a weak grip, and guys were saying that's not weak if you can hang off your fingers. Yeah, fair one. Great for rock climbers, and I do my fingertip stuff as well, but it's not going to get you fucking muscle ups, is it? So yeah, maybe I misinterpreted it there. Shouldn't be a weak grip, but it's just not fucking useful for muscle ups and whatnot, high pull-ups. So you need to make sure you are slowly, say this is normal, having your knuckles towards the ceiling. You want to slowly start evolving that grip so that the knuckles are facing the wall opposite you when you're on the pull-up bar. You don't want to do that in one session. You want to, I talked about this in the video anyway, but the premise is, not only is that going to help you, right, because your grip, you're going to be able to get above the bar easier. Your hand is now literally higher over the bar anyway, so that's going to help you pull a little bit higher anyway. You're more likely to get chest to bar pull-ups by using a proper overhand grip, which is almost a false grip, but with using the thumb as well. You could go suicide grip or monkey grip if you don't mind feeling like you might fall over the front of the bar. I prefer to use the thumb and get a good full hand fucking workout in there. I'm not trying to, all the other 4 fingers are wrapped around the bar, so why not use the thumb as well on the other side. So high pull-ups, best served in singles, I believe. I pretty much always do singles. That's because you want to be powerful. And what do you see powerlifters doing? They do like 1 rep and rest for 10 minutes. You want to adopt a similar approach, not as extreme. You can string together reps, but what you mustn't do is sacrifice the height or the form by focusing on the set. You want to focus on the rep, the 1 rep, your very next rep, and nothing else. It's fine to do 2, 3, 4, even 5 reps, but I wouldn't go any higher than that. And certainly if you notice that you're pulling to your stomach and then you start pulling to your rib cage, that's not your max, that's not your most powerful, so terminate the set. I do 1 and then I just shake the arms out and reapply the grip. Sometimes I just reapply the grip. And if I know, because when you start doing like nice high pull-ups, you start touching the bar at certain places, so you know, you can physically, it's like telling you, and nope, that was the rib cage, that wasn't the belly button. So you just stop the set and let the power regenerate. So treat it like a dead stop swing, where you're focusing on practicing each reps, because you are practicing as well. So don't worry about a fucking set of numbers. I mean, this is how I write it, is fucking 10 sets of 1 to 3 reps. So I'll go for 3, but if I start gassing out or whatever, then 2's fine. And that is, I never go more than 3. You can string it together especially when you're good at them and when you're using the band. The band is an enigma, because the force generated by you coming down after the first rep actually makes the second and third and onwards reps easier, because you're stretching that band out nice, because you're just coming back down. So it is better probably to do sets in the band, but you want to do reps when you go in body weight. And one thing I glossed over is, if you're doing chest to bar pull-ups, you're already doing high pull-ups. A high pull-up is anything above chin above bar. So if that means your neck, then that's a high pull-up, all the way down to the top of your legs or your stomach, right? And there's checkpoints in between: chest to bar, lower chest, ribs, belly button, legs, all the way down. You won't get straight from chest to bar all the way down to your belly button. You have to work on your strength in the meantime, and then your power bar increases, fill it with the high pull-ups or the explosive pull-ups, etc., to take what's yours, to actually receive the power that you worked hard for with the strength. Like I said, there's no rules with that one. I used to kick off the fucking wall in the garden just to spend time up there, just to see what it would feel like getting my belly button to the bar. I couldn't do it dead hang, right? That's what you're doing your strength for. When you're working on your power, you want to be as fucking powerful as possible. So I used to kick off the wall, jump a little bit off the floor. Because if you can sort of jump up there and then take control momentarily, you just keep borrowing that power until it's fucking yours. What's another way? Yeah, that's it. Use your imagination. Just get up there. Take a little Cali kip, I call it, a little forward assist. So take a little swing, a little bit of momentum, and fucking leave it all out there for 1 rep. If you want to do 2 or 3, that's fine, but consider shaking out. And when I say leave it all out there, I mean like, sometimes it helps to physically remind yourself to exhale on the way up, because it's not about the next couple of, it's about now, like what's the best you can do right now. So that's a little cue that you should be exhaling anyway automatically, but yeah, forget the rest of the workout, just focus on the fucking rep and see what you got. My favorite way to program these is, people know them as EMOMs or OTMs, on the minute, every minute on the minute. Loosely, I think I called it one time ETICB or something like that, every time I can be bothered. You'll have to check that, but something like that. So, something like, just do a bunch more sets because you need to get the volume up, but they're best done in single doses or smaller servings, in my opinion. And that works well, supersetting it with a push exercise or a leg or a core exercise or the whole fucking family. But you can rest for a minute or a minute after that full circuit and then go back to it. But yeah, you want to go for higher sets and lower reps because it's power, innit? No one's doing 10 sets of 10 in the fucking Olympics when they're doing snatches, right? Say no more on that. So that's pretty much it. So I've talked about all the shit in there that is gonna get you, well, I've done my best to unpack it, a high pull-up or higher pull-ups. Like I said, if you're already doing, a chest to bar is a high pull-up because you're doing what most people don't, especially in this day and age. Not even are most people happy with that, which there's nothing wrong with that, but some people are doing that, you know? It's a fucking illusion. So yeah, if you get to your chest, that's already a high pull-up. That's fucking quality, but why not keep going? Why not see how fucking low you can go? Yeah, so the route that I would take, there's many ways to skin a cat. So you could do it in one session, but most people have got a program or a regime or, you know, loosely a way that they attack the week. So I would have maybe a heavier day where you're doing your heavy weighted pull-ups and then a power day and split it up into missions like that, where you could do your explosive or your high pull-ups. You could do your L-sit pull-up. You could do it on, make them 3 sessions a week, weighted, L-sit, explosive or high pull-ups. If you're short on time, you could get it all done in one session. There's, like I said, there's loads of ways, but this is the route that you want to see it as, like map it out, is your L-sit pull-ups, then your high pull-ups, then your muscle-ups. So yeah, it's not as, all your mates are doing muscle-ups and you want one as well, but can they do L-sit pull-ups and high pull-ups? If you take the long and honest and more noble route, look how snooty that sounds, but you will have fucking all 3. You'll have L-sit pull-ups, high pull-ups, and you'll have the cleanest fucking muscle-ups. So that is the route that I would take. get working on your L-sit pull-ups, proper ones, fucking arms straight at the bottom, make every single rep as hard as the first, and aim for that chest to the bar. What just happened? Yeah, and you're already on the scale. If you're doing anything more than chin above bar, you're already doing high pull-ups. You just want to get them higher. Don't be shy of using the band. There seems to be like a stigma behind using it. The band is great for training and practice. It's definitely good to warm up the high pull-up because it's going to give you that truer path. Don't forget the step throughs. Good step through will help. A little Cali kick, overhand grip, and let her rip. All right, that will do. So I might put a little poll out to see, like, minus this one, what people want to see next, or if you've got any ideas, then you can just let us know. I'll try and be a little bit more active on here now. I've been dead, right? Active hang, dead hang. Yeah, all those progressions that I talked about are available, demonstrated by yours truly in Bamboo Body. So it's not just L-sit pull-up and then high pull-up. We break down the L-sit pull-up into all those regressions that I talked about, and everything is in the correct chronological order of how I believe you should attack it, to give you an idea. And you can't go wrong. Rather than just speed fucking hacking the muscle up, why not take the right course of action, slowly start steering the ship in the right direction, and pick up a bunch of cool fucking skills on the way that are only going to make that gap a lot fucking smaller. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents. I'll be back at you with another one soon. And if there's anything I've missed, then I'll put it in the comments or something. Or if there's anything you think I've missed, then you can let us know your experience or feedback and whatnot. And have a good one. Cheers.